Whew. Good morning, everybody. Started the water and realized I hadn't gotten everything set up all the way yet. Oh, we're gonna do some. We will do some rocking and rolling today. Feels like a rock and roll day. I do know that here in the United States, it is election day. Every year we hope for something a little bit better, and every year we seemingly get disappointed. Ohio is notorious for such things, falling deeper and deeper and deeper into a spiral. And I'll get this smaller. Yeah, I'll get the smaller one. I think it's up here. Deeper and deeper into a spiral of going backwards. Every year. It's just, oh, God. Colombia las nubes. The clouds of Colombia. Geisha variety. Such good stuff. Coffee's not letting me down. And it makes a really good, I gotta be careful. Gotta mind my peas and coffee beans here. I don't want to overfill. If I get myself on autopilot, I'll get in trouble. That's kind of the way it is. If I put myself on autopilot, I will get myself into trouble. Well, no, we put you in here. Once that gets warm enough, we'll put some hot water in you, and then we'll put some hot water in you, and then we'll let it keep going. Yeah, I don't know. It hasn't been a happy election day for a long time. There are pockets of positivity. Nothing really ever gets done, does it? It doesn't really matter who's sitting there. I mean, it's either bad things are happening to people or the mediocrity of nothing is happening. Folks that have power either have power or for some reason they don't have power. And it's always someone else's fault. And, people get tired of that. But what can you do other than vote? I mean, not a whole heck of a lot, if I'm being honest with you. So, I'm just going to have a coffee today. There was an Apple festival at German Village this weekend, and there was no fire marshal present. There were so many people. If anything would have happened, be it a fire or worse happened, people wouldn't have been able to get out because it was an open air parking lot, but it was so choked full of people. There was nothing that was going to be done for at least 200 people near the epicenter of whatever started. It was absolutely insane and horrifying. And Matt said the other day, oh yeah, there's going to be an Apple festival down in German Village. And I'm like, okay, well, that's going to be hell on earth. We can go, I guess, but it's going to be awful. I mean, any given open air market, even markets in like closed spaces with a lot of room, if they're in a higher end area like German Village, if you tried to buy a house in German Village, good luck. It's like, and then there's Dublin. Good luck there too. But anything in like those kind of higher end niche kind of suburbs or villages or cities, the amount of people going through those things is incredible. It's an incredible, dangerous amount of people going through these things. And I'm not just saying that because my anxiety boiled throughout the entire visit. I'm saying that because the line to just get apple cider was 100 people deep. To buy apples at any given point, it was like 50, 60 people deep. And then there were other places there that were selling like Apple related stuff or goods that they've made, creative stuff like that. You couldn't get into a booth to see anything because the people were just, I mean, they were like, it was god awful. And he said, well, that's a lot of people. I said, I warned you. He said, it was like the Strawberry Festival. I'm like, the Strawberry Festival, you could walk around in the Strawberry Festival, because there was also a Strawberry Festival, I think last year downtown, in an open air setting. Parking was terrible, but when you got to the event, there was enough room to move and breathe. Yes, there were some long lines, but the lines were like corralled so that they weren't bleeding into the middle of the walkway where people were trying to get by. And that's what it was. It was like line upon line smushing itself together. And people didn't even know what they were getting in line for. All they knew was, oh, there's a line. It must be something worth getting into. So I mean, it's just peak anxiety. We did get some apples and a pretty terrible tasting homemade candy bar that I took a bite of, and I'm like, this is horrendous. Oof. Organic, you know how that goes. And I think, did we buy this? I bought this. I got it home and I got excited, but then I thought to myself, oh, I bought this at a market. Is it going to be organic? And it's not actually going to be chocolate. It's going to be some kind of lion's mane bullshit extract. No, it's a Ho-Ho cake jar. Cake is butter, vegetable oils, flour, granulated sugar, egg, sour cream, all of the good shit. And then the filling is a cream filling: butter, granulated sugar, milk, flour, salt, vanilla. I mean, it is what you hope for. It is what you hope for when you buy something that looks this good. So it's a Ho-Ho cake jar. It's a soft plastic cake jar. We may break into that for funsies. I don't know why I'm walking over here. Why am I walking over here? I don't know. Actually, we may break into that now while we're waiting for the... I mean, it's not sealed. It is, I mean, it's perishable, incredibly so, I'm sure. Look at that. Looks really nice. I put it in the fridge when I got home. Let's review. So, the creams, well, I mean, I'm sure if it sat out, the cream would probably... I know, I love throwing the when I would buy Ho-Hos, I would throw them into the freezer and let them freeze and get hard. Well, they don't get hard because of all the artificial shit in them. They don't get hard, but they get stiff. And eating a frozen Ho-Ho is like a dream. It's so good. But anyway, so this is like a cold Ho-Ho, layered. Sounds like we've hit the top here. We have. Okay, good. You remove quite a bit of water out of that thing, and it'll heat up a lot faster. So let's see. Oh my God, the cake is so good. Oh, that cream. Oh, finally. Because I've done that. I've bought a muffin. I bought a couple muffins, and then I bought something else, and usually it's food items. And I'll bring the food items home, and I'll open it up, and I'll taste this, and I'm like, this doesn't taste right. And the good ones, we'll put the ingredients on the side because allergens and all that, which is an absolutely wonderful thing. That they do that for people. Oh my gosh. Holy cow. I'm going to eat that before I go to the gym today. There's my protein powder with 0 protein. Oh, that's a delight. That is an absolute delight. Okay. Take her down to a 15. This thing likes to... Last time I made it, it loves to live in 15, so we'll just do that. But yeah, I mean, I've been dazzled by stuff I've bought. Macaroons, for example. I've had some of the best macaroons ever at one of those shows. But then again, I've had some of the worst things ever because I'll come home and here's a cupcake. Oh wow, this looks great, and they're beautiful, and they're always disguised as something beautiful. I say that as if they're being sinister. They're not being sinister. They're being artsy and colorful and accommodating to folks that can't have sugar or shouldn't have sugar and yada 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 and blah blah blah. Not to say what they're doing is bad. However, it's gorgeous and beautiful, and then I get it home and I take a bite and I'm like, what is in this? And I look and it's like lion's mane is used as a sweetener in this cupcake, and I'm like, lion's mane tastes awful. People have that gene that makes cilantro taste like soap. I have the gene that makes lion's mane absolutely disgusting. So I don't know if that's a real thing or not. Don't care. Hate lion's mane. I've had coffee creamer with lion's mane in it, and oh my God, it is absolutely horrendous. It's disgusting and an affront to human nature. Give me packets of cancer, pink cancer packets, before you hand me a glass with anything with lion's mane in it. Ugh. Awful. I'm sure it's great for some people. It is not great for me. It is absolutely, it's not great for me. All right. Down in one, down in one. But yeah, it's just fascinating because, well, then there was the one time there was this tea vendor and I was like, ooh, there's tea. That's exciting. I like tea. And we went and she was just, she was telling us all about all of the wonderful properties of her tea and the things that it helps with. It helps with sleep. It helps calm you down. And then she got to the part where it also helps with cancer treatments. Oh, lady. Okay. Before she got to the part where she said, well, I had 3 friends. And I'm like, okay. Okay, ma'am. Great. It's, okay. I'm like, I don't like calling people liars, so thank you. Oh, I don't think this is going to go the way I want it to. Oh, maybe it will. It just went fast. There wasn't as much resistance as I like. Sometimes I like a lot of resistance and pull because I like getting up to that 5 bars and then holding those 5 bars. Just because I think that that's a really solid spot. It seems to work really well with this. If I were to get it up to a 9, no water would come out because of the way this thing tends to hang if the coffee is too... And here, let's do that. Let's do an oops. Okay, so that's 37. 37 grams. Very nice. I'm going to use my chocolate-covered spoon. So I already know what this tastes like. And it's already delicious, so... That even goes great with the... Oh, hello. Excuse me while I take another bit of this here and snack on this and then sip on that. Oh my God. This is so much better than a Ho-Ho. Ho-Hos are, of course, incredibly processed like Swiss cake rolls. Incredibly processed. They're made to last for years. If it's made for human consumption, there is a point where it does go bad. This will not go bad because it's going to be gone before I go to the gym today. Oh. Who made this? Sunshine and Sugar Bakery. If you see these folks at a local market that you're at and you like Ho-Hos, you're going to love this. This is the best. This is the best thing ever. They had a bunch of other stuff that I would have loved to have gotten into. But like I said, it was so packed and full of people. It was so dangerous and so scary. Oh, I need to clean this out. Yeah, that's what needs to happen right now. I need to clean this out. So It was, oh my God. Never recommend such a thing. Now that is a double shot of espresso. Oh, yeah. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this light roast. I'm going to crank it down to a 10. And then I'm going to try to pass it through. And I want to see how many bars I can get out and how much extraction I can get out. I want to see how much it takes to pass through something a little bit. Now this is the open basket. It's not the spouted basket. So the pressure it needs probably a little bit less. I think with the spouted portafilter, it does take a little bit more elbow grease. We'll just see. I'm just interested to see how high I can get up to, if I can get up high. Start. And, oh yeah, oh wow. See, I was doing this at the very beginning. Look at that. Oh my gosh, we are up to 9 now. See, and then it starts squirting out the sides because it can't take the pressure. It can't take a 10 bars of pressure around the gasket. The gasket will start leaking. And I'm pushing air out of the gasket. So if you go too fine with this machine, yeah, see it's dripping? It's dripping on the side. And when I tried to squeeze really hard, now we do have a stream coming out now. Unfortunately, the saturation is way too late. We're already down to the bottom and the pressure is already subsiding. Now I wonder, I guess if I would have just applied some even pressure rather than trying to just push through it like that, if it would have worked. Now, this is not drinkable. I mean, it's 18 grams of coffee water out, with 17 grams of coffee in. That is turbo. That is a turbo diesel right there. So, yeah. So I mean, that's why grind settings are fairly important, even with the electronic espresso makers, because you're only going to get so much coffee to pass through in the amount of time allotted. And we can take the position of these arms as time allotted. You only have so much space here to work with for a single pull or push of pressure. You've only got this much room. So as you're pushing through, you can gauge by how much liquid is coming out, whether you're going to have, and that's why the scale is really nice. The timer, for this, but you can dial that in once you get to a point of getting out all the coffee water that you want. But yeah, this is, yeah. Tastes woody. Tastes like pencil. Tastes like pencil shavings. What a weird thing to say. What a weird thing to say. What a weird thing to think. It tastes like pencil shavings. How odd. So yeah, so that's, yeah. And even purging the system now, it's going up to 7 bars of pressure. So yeah, tomorrow we'll pull out the other one-line coffee, the Ethiopian, and we'll do the same thing. But I'll try to push through a little bit more evenly, rather than trying to just horsepower my way through it. It's just interesting to experiment, It's fun to play around with all of this stuff just to see, how certain ways go. Because if I cranked it all the way up to 25, it would just be woof, and there would be no pressure. It would, it probably wouldn't even pull enough water through. And that's kind of also funny. because there's not enough pressure, the amount of water that will come through is probably the same amount of water that came through when we moved down to a 10, because there's just not enough pressure to move enough water to get anything going. So in this case, there's too much blockage, and the gasket around the portafilter here, which I'll just pull it out here, why not? Yeah, the gasket around the portafilter, which is rubber, but it's not like a softy kind of rubber. The gasket spat water out because there was too much pressure, and it's not designed to hold. I mean, it doesn't matter what the gauge up here says. 300 psi, 20 bars. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. This machine isn't going to get up to 10 bars without it starting to leak out. That's 150 psi. It's not going to get up there before it starts leaking out around the base. So that's why if you look at a normal machine, I don't think it goes up above 12 bars. Generally, because if the machine's going up above 12 bars, your valves are screwed, and you know that's an explosion. This, I don't think this is going to explode, because I mean it could give you some kind of force feedback, I guess, but I don't think it's going to explode, because it's a manual thing, and as a human being, I'm not able, as a normal human being, I'm not able to put enough pressure down on this thing to do, you know, any kind of damage like that. Plus, I don't want to do any kind of damage like that, because it's, you know, it's a I think it's $250 machine. I'm like, I don't want to bust my machine. Why would I want to do that? Anyway, had my coffee. Go eat some more ho-ho. This is fantastic. Oh my gosh. You put some cherries in that. The Black Forest you would get out of this, if you just put cherries down the center with the gel. Not like cordial. Well, maybe like cordial. But it's you saturate the cake a little bit with some cherries, and then you put a couple of cherries down the center. I love a good Black Forest cake. Black Forest cake is absolutely fantastic. But that's awesome. Oh, that's probably all I'm going to eat of that, though. I need to shove a protein bar down my throat and then go to the gym. Thank you for watching today. If you can, and maybe someday we'll make voting a holiday. After how many years of voting, we've decided we're still not going to make it a holiday, because we prefer to throw as many wrenches and put as many obstacles in front of good people that just want to see the world get better. You can't make a profit over a better world. So throwing as many obstacles as you can in front of folks that want that. People will get so fed up that they will take long lunches and go out and vote. Even the smaller ones, like, well, I wouldn't even call it smaller. I mean, a lot of the people in our township are up for re-election or up for a change-in. School board folks are either up for re-election or up for change-in. And school boards are a big deal. They really are, especially with how people want to treat folks in the trans community as, you know, as children. I mean, those kids need an education too, and they need to be treated in a manner that's right for them. And in order to do that, you can't have somebody who wants to put forth any kind of legislation that would require any individual that might look like they're not having a genital inspection before going to the bathroom. I don't sports. I don't have any skin in that game. I don't have any skin in sports. Personally, if you were to ask me, I would say it should be up to the individual athletic commissions of the area. It should not be up to people that have nothing to do with that particular division or school system. It shouldn't have anything to do with them. It should be up to the athletic commission on who should be allowed and not allowed to play. It's not up to me. All I can do is do my best to give any child the best chance at an education. And that requires them to be challenged. That requires them to want to do what you're trying to teach them to do. There's a lot of different things that need to go forth before a child can actually learn anything. Take it from a child who a lot of times was just pushed through a system, and when I got to actual college, realized how far behind in everything that rural little high school made me. Socially, academically, musically, so on and so forth. How far behind that school put me. And we can blame that on the 90s. We can also blame that on closed-mindedness. We can blame that on a lack of diversity. We can blame that on any kind of phobia or bias or racism. I don't know why any diverse individual would want to find themselves in that school district, to be honest with you. But at the same time, I was really far behind when I hit college. It took 4 years to get me to a place where I could be myself rather than what my small town spat me out to be. And I'm proud of those strides that I made, but I feel like that I was spat out that way so that those who are also spat out that way could turn around and make it so no other child was spat out that way. That's progress. We did a lot of things so that the next generation didn't have to do those things while they were dealing with the things they have to deal with now. I have said that before, and I'll harp on it again and again and again, probably during every election season. So, thank you for watching today. I really appreciate it. Go out and vote. I'm not going to tell you how to vote. I might tell you how I voted, but I won't tell you how to vote. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason in that. If you're going out there today to vote for whom you're going to vote for, a 20-minute, 25-minute video is not going to change your mind, I would hope. Your convictions should be examined if it was just one video. But I hope you have a great day. Go out and vote, please. It is, I want to say it's your civic duty and then salute you, but it's what you can do and what you should do in order to make it so the kids will be all right. We will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.